Father's not in him. That's a harsh statement, isn't it? So my question off the top is, what does it mean to love the world? Because if I'm loving the world and the love of the Father's not in me, I really should know what loving the world is.
Well, I mean, there's a trick question in there, too, because God so loved the world.
Yes.
I mean, so you really have to decide what that love is and what that world is. Is it a love like a lusty, bawdy, materialistic kind of love for the lusty, bawdy, materialistic world? Is it a caring, compassionate love for the people in the world who don't know any better? But yeah, if you have that, we alluded a couple of weeks ago, I think, the idea of, when he comes, don't go back down into the house if you're on the roof to get your possessions like Lot's wife. Don't love the world. Don't be attached to the world. Don't say, I want Jesus to come back, but not right now. I got a really nice trip coming up that I don't want to miss.
Well, you're gonna have a trip.
Or you're gonna have either you're going with him or you're gonna have a trip you'll never forget. Because but yeah.
Think about what he said. Let the world bury their dead. Well, my dad's died. Well, that story was his dad really wasn't dead.
He wasn't dead, yeah. So
he wanted to wait till his dad passed away, but what if he's like 40 years old? In 40 years I'll follow when my dad passed away. Let the world bury their dead. The Amplified put a little interesting thing in there. It says, do not love the world, and then it clarifies that. It says, of sin that opposes God and his precepts. That's what he's talking about, because the world system does oppose God, right? Mm-hmm. When you look at everything the world's doing, well, let's take God out of this. Let's take God out of that. Let's totally do opposite of what we know of as the Scripture tells us to do. But think about that. Of sin that opposes God. Don't love anything that opposes God. Don't love anything that opposes his precepts. Then that adds another layer of question that we always talk about all the time. Well, if I don't know the precepts and I don't know what opposes God, I am on a very thin ice of possibly falling back into, am I loving the world and don't know it? And there's been some things that we've hit and it's like, ooh, that's close at home. So what are some things that possibly is those fine threads of loving the world system that God opposes? There's some big ones out in the world that we see. But what are some of those little things that you can think of?
I'm finding, even with some very godly believers, the attachment to things like political movements or political parties that may seem like they pay lip service to God.
Right.
It may even have some good things, some good elements that you might have even found in the Sermon on the Mount. They may have some good things to them, but placing your faith in them or acting like they're going to be the answer for what's wrong with the world or for what's wrong in your personal life. That type of thing, and not saying that the gospel is the answer. Actual gospel, not something that is a second cousin of the gospel that's loosely based on the gospel.
So if you narrow down, someone to come to you and said, what is sin? What's the most basic definition you would